Okay, I think we are live.
Hooray.
You sound so enthusiastic.
I just don't feel well.
Oh,
I know.
like you can't really, well, I guess you could afford to be sick because you don't have class until what, Tuesday?
I just have like 3 assignments to do before then. Hooray.
Uh, I'm still focusing on myself again. Okay,
That's okay.
say something so I can see you.
Hi.
Yay, people can see you now.
Hooray. They can see me being super sick. Yay.
Yeah, you sound so well. Okay, anyway, so hi guys, welcome to our fourth
Fourth.
BAMFs Aloud session. I am Danny from Danny Reviews Things, and Books Are My Fandom, and Love in a Time of Feminism. And I'm in the UK, and I'm in my pajamas.
Hi. I'm Jamie. I'm from Books and Ladders. And I'm the other half of Books Are My Fandom and Love in a Time of Feminism. And I am not in my pajamas, but I am in a glow-in-the-dark X-Files shirt. See? So,
Yay!
yay!
Okay, so here on BAMFs Aloud, we're going to be talking about what we've been reading. In my case, not a lot. What's being released soon, book news, answering your questions. So if you have any questions, I'm watching that, and Jamie is watching Twitter. So if you have any questions for us or any comments, we will, like, it doesn't matter what you say, we're gonna answer the crazy things that you ask us. We don't care. We have no shame. And yeah, we'll tell you about some of the news that we've heard in the book world this week and what we think about it. There's a really funny thing.
But also, especially about today, is that we're giving, instead of our top 5 release countdown, which we've been doing every week, we're actually giving you our top 5 reasons to read Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco.
Yay!
Mine is a Kindle edition, so you get my tablet.
I have the arc that Jamie sent me.
Right,
Yay.
and as a disclaimer, thank you to Hatchet for sending us this to review, and you'll see our review on Monday of it. So we're gonna get right into it now. So we had some questions from the audience before the show, so that everybody can get to know us better. But again, as Danny said, if you have other questions, ask us now. I'm watching on Twitter. She's watching on YouTube. So Danny, what was our first question?
Our first question is from the YA Reader 1 on Twitter, and he wants to know what the best diverse book we've ever read is.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about Anna Marie McLemore's books because those are the best books I've ever read in general, and they just also happen to be diverse. So the first is The Weight of Feathers. I read that last year. It was the first advance copy I was approved for from, like, in general, and it's so good. Like, oh my gosh, magical realism at its finest. And I know I just kind of stumbled over that word, but this book is just incredible. And then I was really lucky I got to read an advance copy of When the Moon Was Ours. And that's just like, it blew my mind. I don't know if you've seen me talking about it on Twitter, but I do that a lot because I really, really, really liked this book. And I just want everybody to like it. And actually, when my review goes live in October, I'm giving away a copy because it's just that good. So I'll tweet out my review of The Weight of Feathers after so that you guys can see it, but I rated it 5 stars. Shocking. And then in October, you'll see my 4.5 star review of When the Moon Was Ours. Look at, I'm like, I'm in love, but I'm not like, aha, everything's perfect, you know. Anyway. Danny,
Yeah,
what was the best one?
you're a realist. Okay.
I am.
The thing with books for me, well, I should have been shelving books on Goodreads properly because I can't remember things off the top of my head. I have to go to my Goodreads shelves, and I wasn't shelving things like really stringently until a few months ago. So I went to my, like, I have one shelf that's like LGBTQIA because they keep there are more letters every time I look, so I just stopped at the A.
The only one you're missing is a P.
Okay, for now, because it used to be like 3 letters or something, or 4, and now there are a billion. Anyway, I looked through my shelf, and the most appalling thing came. Well, I was made aware of a very appalling thing. A lot of the books I've read have been shit. I think people need to tell me what books I should read that are actually good, because the ones that I have tried, most of them have been 3 stars.
Okay, you can go through my LGBTQ shelf and you'll find some pretty good ones, including When the Moon Was Ours.
But I really want to find good, diverse fantasies, because a lot of diverse books are contemporaries, and I want some good old fantasy. But I did note there is one book, and it's not YA. I read it last month, and it was really, really good. It's literary fiction, and it tackles it tackles like race relations, racial issues, sexuality. It's set in the 80s, so you also got the whole rise of HIV/AIDS and all the stigma surrounding that, and the connections to gay people. That was just a sign of the times, or a part of that time. And that book was The Summer That Melted Everything by Tiffany McDaniel. It was so good, but it was so painful. It hurt. It hurt me. I was reading and I was like, I can't read anymore. I can't read anymore. I know where this is going. This hurts. I'm gonna cry. I did cry. I cried so much. But it was so good, and I really think people should read it. I reviewed it last month on Danny Reviews Things.
I remember reading it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So
I think that might have been the review that I first commented about Birches on.
We need to keep doing that.
I know, I've just been so busy. I haven't been commenting on anybody's blogs. That was something I talked about today on Twitter, actually, how I have 0 time for that. Sorry. That's what gets cut out. Otherwise, you don't get any posts. You get posts or you get comments. That's it.
I mean, I feel really bad because I haven't replied. Well, I didn't reply to any of the emails I got during the week. I saw them. I was like, I can't deal with this right now.
Yeah. It's
living on 5 hours of sleep with all my schoolwork. It's just not happening.
Yeah, we've had a pretty stressful week this week, to be honest.
Yeah, we're getting used to it. We'll get into the swing of things. We'll get the hang of it. That's what
we'll have a routine. Actually, by the time we figure out a routine, it'll be a new semester, and then we'll have to find out a new routine.
Well, actually, my routine is going to be changing next week, in October, because then I get. Right now, I've got 2 subjects, but they're every single day. And then from October, I've got 5 subjects, but only 3 hours a day, and then all the group work. And I just
It sounds like fun. Also, sorry everybody who's watching me scratch myself right now. I got an itch.
Okay. I think we've got another question.
Did we? That's
from Chelsea at BFT Reviews on Twitter.
Yeah.
And she wanted to know, if we could only eat one thing for the rest of our lives, what would it be?
I think I would go with salad, because you could have so many varieties of it and you would never get sick of it. So there's bean salad and rice salad and regular salad.
Okay, or you have to pick salad. One kind of salad.
Why would I have to pick one kind of salad?
Well, salad. then I could say I want to have pizza, and then I can have a chocolate pizza.
You could totally have a chocolate pizza. I would be okay with you having a chocolate pizza.
So I'm gonna say pizza, because then I can have a veggie pizza and a pepperoni pizza. Oh, pepperoni pizza and a chocolate pizza. Like I said, chocolate pizza. Yes. Okay. So, Jamie was saying earlier, we are
5 minutes ago.
Yeah, probably more at this rate. We've talked a lot about our diverse books. We're not doing our top 5 release countdown. We're actually going to be just talking about this book. And when I say we are going to be talking about this book, Jamie's going to be talking about the book because I haven't read it yet.
That's tomorrow for Danny. So,
yay! That and group work. But anyway, so top 5 reasons that that you should read it. Jamie, what is reason number 5?
Sorry, there was a pigeon on my balcony and I'm really afraid of birds. But reason number 5 to read Stalking Jack the Ripper is the rich description of the setting. So when I was reading this book, and I would have to take a break, whether it was to like get food or drink something or just because I needed to take a break, I was like really disappointed that I was living in Nowhere Town, Ontario, instead of in this historical London, because it was so well like talked about and developed and discussed, and I felt like I was there the entire time that I was reading, and then would be like back into reality, and I was like, oh, this sucks. So
that was a very funny noise you just made.
I'm glad I amuse you. So
you do.
The setting is just incredible. You feel like you are in historical London the entire time that you are reading this, and it's awesome. And I really liked it.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Jamie.
Yes. I don't know why we're still on me, but okay.
Because you're pretty and beautiful and amazing.
I'm also very pale, which you can't tell because I have this light shining on me, but my face is like white. I look like Casper.
No,
like,
you're doing that thing again where you look like a celestial being.
Because I have the light shining right on me. But otherwise I'm very pale because I'm sick. Okay. So we're talking about me now.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about what you're currently reading.
We are talking about what I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading Bright Smoke, Cold Fire by Rosamund Hodge. So it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling with a paranormal twist. I'm pretty excited. I got this from HarperCollins when I went to the Frenzy Presents event in August. Yeah, it was August. And I'm just super excited to get to it. I've read like one page because last night I was going to read it right after I finished Ruined by Amy Tintera. But then Sarah, the book traveler on Twitter, had a Twitter chat, and I joined that, and then I wasn't feeling well, so I went right to bed. But that's my plan for tomorrow, is to read this. It's like, it's big. So I didn't want to start and stop. I figured I'd just read it all at one time. Okay. So what are you reading, Danny?
I'm not reading. Well, I'm still like, I still have more of me going from last week, but I was doing other stuff like, school and reading books that I needed to for review purposes. And I DNF'd a book yesterday.
You did DNF a book yesterday.
I did. That was. I felt kind of bad, but then you were telling me what happened, and I was like, yeah, no. I don't think, I couldn't suspend.
The book we're talking about is Three Dark Crowns, by the way, which you can click on our blog and see our review, because I really loved it, and Danny did not. And, that's something that's, the world has twisted upside down. We are living in Macbeth times where the horses are eating each other. Yeah. That's what happens. The horses start eating each other.
Yeah, but why would you think that? What would make you think of Macbeth and the horses eating each other?
Oh, because I read As I Descended this week, and it's based on.
Okay, did the horses eat each other in that?
No, there was no horses in it.
Oh.
I know, how disappointing. I'm gonna email Robin Talley and be like, why weren't there horses eating each other in this?
Were there anything other? Was anything else eating each other?
I could make an inappropriate joke right now.
I was making an inappropriate joke as well. Sorry, people. We're
inappropriate.
Not
okay, Danny. What are you reading?
What do I read? Okay, so what I need to read next, aside from Stalking Jack the Ripper, is Spindle by Shauna Slayton. And I can't remember what it's about. All I know is that I have a review for it.
It's a Sleeping Beauty retelling. You know how I know this? Because we have a guest post from Shauna on Books Are My Fandom sometime this week, I'm pretty sure. And she talks about how she came up with her retelling of this book. So
it's got a pretty cover. And I like retellings. I like Sleeping Beauty retellings. I like any retellings. I'm just like a retelling whore. I don't know why I just said that.
There's lots of retellings coming out in 2017. Remind me to send you. Did I send you my list of my top 10 2017 retellings?
No. Maybe. No. I don't know. I don't remember what's going on.
We definitely talked about Seeking Mansfield.
Yes.
And that comes out in 2017.
Any Austen retellings was like, yes, please.
And that's I'm pretty sure that's by Kate Watson. But if you want, remind me after people watching, and I will check on that for you. Or you could go to my Goodreads and find out, because, you know.
Yeah.
That's a thing. But I'm pretty sure it's Kate Watson. And if it is, then she's Canadian.
Okay. Anyway, so number 4.
Yeah, on to our next reason, Danny.
Yeah. So number 4 of the reasons to read Stalking Jack the Ripper, well, according to Jamie, because I wouldn't know, is apparently it's a depiction of all the food. Now, I'm curious about this reason because personally,
you love food?
Well, British food doesn't have the best reputation. And in fact,
but they don't eat a whole lot of British food.
Like, yeah. Okay,
they eat Indian food. And
okay, well then I love Indian food. And that is pretty much English food now. Honestly. So. But yeah, so Jamie said that reading this book made her hungry. And that makes me a bit worried because that means I'm going to be reading it going, oh God, I need a takeaway.
So do it. You should totally do it.
This area that I live in, actually, like everyone else in my building is Indian. So I have to like walk in the evenings when I come home at a certain time when everyone's cooking, and I just smell Indian food. I'm like, damn, I don't have time to cook. I'm eating frozen meals. But maybe tomorrow I'll have an Indian takeaway while I read it.
I ordered pizza last night, but I've been eating a lot of frozen meals too, to be honest. That's like student life, though. Yeah. Student life. But yeah, no, the food in Stalking Jack the Ripper was like, I don't know how else to describe it. It just made me really hungry. Another book that made me really hungry while I was reading it was Sugar by Deirdre Riordan Hall, because the main character ate McDonald's like every other page, and I ate a lot of McDonald's while I was listening to that audiobook. Yeah, it was a bad scene.
That's a good influence, clearly.
It was like a whole week of me eating McDonald's every single night when I was going to work.
Lovely. Okay, so
what have you read this week, Danny?
What have I read?
Yeah.
Not a lot. So yeah, like I said earlier, I did DNF 3 Dark Crowns yesterday. But I also finished another book yesterday, an audiobook, and it was the first time I listened to a romance novel audio, like a sort of kind of new adults-ish, but there was a lot of sex in this one. I mean, there was a plot, so I wouldn't class it as erotica because erotica has very little plot.
Oh, it's PWP? Porn without plot?
Well, that's what erotica is for me, really. But this one was more like your classic NA romance thing where girl and guy meet and then they start like flirting and then, you know, he screws up and she gets mad and but then they have their happy reunion. But there was quite a lot of graphic sex, but I wanted to read it, so I started it earlier this week. And after finishing Clockwork Princess, and I was like, okay, I want to listen to this because I wanted to see what it was like to listen to all of those sex scenes for a start, because I've never listened to a romance before. Oh. But I also wanted to do it whilst walking and riding trains and stuff, just to be like, I have that extra like taboo factor with like people around me, and I'm sitting there listening to graphic descriptions of sex scenes and stuff. It was so good.
I have a question.
And I was sitting there on the train going, So it was so good, and it was hilarious. And the guy was Canadian. He was supposed to be Canadian, but he sounded Irish.
Is this the book that I thought was based off of Jonathan Taves?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the one that triggered our whole, like...
We looked up hot hockey guys for like 3 hours.
Instead of studying, we were looking at hockey players, and I still haven't watched a game, and now I just want to come.
I'm Canadian, obviously. I don't know if you knew that. Not you, Danny. I mean, everybody else. But I watch a lot of hockey, so as soon as Danny was like, there's this guy, he's from this weird town in Canada, and he has brown hair, I was like, I bet it's Jonathan Taves. And he was captains of the Hawks, and I was like, it's definitely Jonathan Taves. He was captain of the Blackhawks, by the way, if you didn't know, which is a very offensive name, and I wish they would change the logo.
They should just be the Hawks and just make it a bird.
They could do that. I don't know why they won't. Oh, yes, I do, because everybody's racist. Okay.
But yeah, it was like what I loved was that they deliberately gave each other's bits funny names.
like Princess Sophia.
Well, no, I mean they jokingly called Lady Bits beavers because Canada. I don't know.
That is a thing here. Is that not a thing everywhere else? We definitely call like vaginas beavers.
Yeah, but like they were giggling over it in the book. Like, this is such a stupid word for it. But then they called it a beaver, and like he bought her a stuffed beaver toy, like the animal beaver toy. I just needed to clarify that because I knew you were going to spin it the wrong way.
That wasn't actually.
And she called his Snuffleupagus.
Okay, so it's like not seeable. Was it tiny? Is that what the
no?
Joke was?
Apparently it was because he was uncut, so it kind of. So yeah, I was like, so she called it Snuffy, and he didn't like that.
That does not surprise me at all.
Why are you calling it Snuffy? And then at some point there was a bit where she made it a cape to call it and called it Super MC. With a cape and googly eyes and a mustache. It was so funny. And I'm like walking down the road with people walking around me, and I'm like, it's so good. Anyway, that was Pucked by Helena Hunting. I recommend. Listen to it, even if the guy sounds like he's Irish when he's supposed to be Canadian. Unless, like, there are parts of Canada where they sound Irish, but he was from Guelph, which is near you, and you don't sound Irish, so I don't know, man. Okay, so that was a tangent. How about you tell me about the books you've read, Jamie, since I took so long?
After last week's whole slew of meh books, like I rated every book I read last week 3 stars or under, I had a pretty good week. Although I read every book that I read this week yesterday because I did not have time. I was very busy. So I finished the audiobook of Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, which I did not enjoy. Well, I enjoyed the first 5% and the last 5%. So it was just the middle 90 that I wasn't a fan of. But I also read As I Descended by Robin Talley, and that's the queer Macbeth retelling. So I really liked it. I would have, I thought there was like some things that were but I rated it 4 stars. Like it was pretty good, and I really liked it actually. Like I love Macbeth, so that was a thing. I also read Ruined by Amy Tintera. This is a library book. I should have taken it back today, but I didn't for this. So this was like an awesome epic fantasy. I rated it 3.5 stars because there was this one, I don't know, there was like a little section around 60% that I wasn't a huge fan of, but I loved the romance. And I know.
What?
And everybody was kind of shady, and I really liked that as well. Like, that was fantastic, to be honest. And I also read Railhead by Philip Reeve, which was on hold, so I did take it back to the library this morning. But I rated that one 4 stars, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty cool of a fantasy, science fiction-y thing. There was a little bit of everything. There was like wormholes and space, and bugs. I don't know. There was lots of stuff, and I actually had a advanced copy of that one as an e-arc, but it expired before I had a chance to read it, so I borrowed it from the library, and that's, yeah. But I had a pretty good reading week. I'm gonna try and finish Bright Smoke, Cold Fire this week as well. But I guess technically it would be counted for next week because this week's done now, as of now, technically. But I didn't. I know. I'm not feeling well. I've been having a hard time finding the balance between reading and school and all that. I don't have like a long commute to school anymore. I had like a 45-minute commute when I was at home doing my last program. Now I have literally 5-minute walk, so it's not even worth me putting on an audiobook. So I don't have like that time for reading. I read at like nighttime, but with how much work I've had to do, I haven't had a chance. So I read 4 books this week, but I mean, I read them all yesterday. So like, wow. Yeah, that's all I did yesterday. No, that's not true. I watched Star Wars and I did school readings, but I also read 4 books. Like, I was very on top of things yesterday.
I went to class.
I know, I don't have classes on Fridays.
I have class every day.
Yeah, I only have class Tuesday and Wednesday, so I technically could read more, but I don't because I have to do all the readings for my classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But anyway.
Okay. I lost my train of thought.
I rambled. I'm sorry.
That's all right. So reason number 3 for reading Stalking Jack the Ripper. Jamie,
yes.
What is number 3?
Thomas. Thomas. He's mine. I know everybody on Twitter is like, Thomas is mine, but like I would actually stab somebody for Thomas. Like,
are you Jack the Ripper?
Yes.
Twist.
Okay, so he was a great book boyfriend. And if I'm saying it, then it's true because romance in books.
You are really picky with your guys
and girls, but yeah, like, he was just so supportive of Audrey. Like, in every sense, he wanted her to learn more. He didn't say anything about her being like a woman learning science, and he wasn't like, no, you shouldn't be looking for Jack the Ripper. He was like, hello, you are a female alone at night. Please do not go outside and try and find this murderer. Like, it was like legit good concern, like I would want somebody to say, WTF, Jamie, why are you going outside at night when there's a serial killer? Right? I don't know. I'd
probably still go out.
Me too.
Play with fire like that, guys. I have no control. I just go if they're gonna get me, they're gonna get me. Whatevs.
I am your impulse control, so
Yeah, and you're across an ocean, so that doesn't help me, does it?
Helpful. But yeah, Thomas was just like hard eyes, which I guess I could. There you go, hard eyes.
I don't know what I'm doing. I was just
crossing your fingers. Can you do it with?
I don't know.
Those are circles.
No, but I'm trying to make this like that. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Just don't.
Thomas is great. We love Thomas.
I love Thomas. I will love Thomas, and then I'll have to fight you.
Well, no, you're not allowed to.
We're gonna share. We can share. We're good at sharing.
Are we?
Would you not share with me? Would we not just all sleep in the same bed? You could have the top half.
Well, that's true. We would totally sleep in the same bed. But I mean, I would get into a polygamous.
Polygamous?
No.
Polyamorous? We would be a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah, but it would be mostly us loving one another.
I kind of want Thomas as well. And a few hockey players.
Okay, we can do that. We can make that happen.
Okay. So
we're into bookish
on.
News. What happened in the bookish news world, Danny? Please.
Okay, like this is bookish news, but we're saying it just because I was like so WTF about it. So DC, the comic company, is launching a new imprint.
They are.
And it's along. So they're working with Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance, but they've called it, in the headline, it says DC taps pop star Gerard Way to launch new comics imprint. And I was just like, what? Is he a pop star now? Because I wouldn't have called him a pop star before. He was very, emo rockish. Jamie, you have the correct category.
I think it would have been better if they had said something like alternative rock star.
Yeah.
Or something along that lines. But I understand why they said pop star.
Explain, because it just doesn't make sense to me.
Because it's like a more umbrella term to not isolate anybody. If you had said indie rock, people would have been like, I hate indie rock. When you say pop, generally most people like pop, even if they don't say like, oh, I like pop. Like, everybody likes pop, let's be real.
That's why it's pop, because it's popular.
It's popular. So they just did it as a more umbrella term. And I think part of it too is that they don't want to like influence how you view the imprint that he's doing. Like if you say indie rock or
why can't they say music star or singer Gerard Way?
That would have been fine too. I just think they tried to quantify it when they really didn't need to. But also, this is coming from Publishers Weekly, so you never know how much they actually know about music.
And especially when it says it's called Young Animal, and the imprint is going to feature a line of edgy, eccentric superhero yarns under the direction of Gerard Way. But it says pop music star and former lead vocalist for the alternative rock band. But so I feel like if they had said alternative rock band, edgy, eccentric sort of goes with that image more than pop. That's just me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was just like, what?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because he did like something other than My Chemical Romance, right? Like
he's had like a very failed album, I think, afterwards.
So
he did on his own.
Yeah, that was a thing.
Has anyone watching actually listened to Gerard Way's solo music? Or do we all just know him as the guy from My Chemical Romance? And I am sad that My Chemical Romance no longer exists, because I really liked them back in the day. I'm so old.
I also really
back in the day.
I also really liked them back in the day. But okay. I'm really excited. Okay, but on the actual topic of this news, I'm super excited. Like, I'm not a huge DC person, but I will become one for this specific imprint, just to at least to check them out, like the first couple issues that they come out with for different things. But and like he's done comics before, so I think this will be pretty good, to be honest. So I'm actually pretty excited, to be quite clear about that. We were joking about the fact that it's pop star, but I'm pretty excited about the actual news.
The actual comics. Yeah. But, okay, so there's also another new imprint that
there is, but it's a YA imprint at HarperCollins in the UK, and it's going to be replacing Mira Inc., which is closing in October. So it's helpfully called HQYA, and they have so far 2 authors, Virginia McGregor and Chloe Seeger, that'll be published under this new imprint. So we're going to tweet about it from the BAMF account. So books are my fandom without the O at the end.
helpful.
OOKSAREMYFANDM on Twitter.
Well done.
And you can learn that way. If you click on that link, you can learn more about what the books by those two authors are about. I was reading like very quickly over what they said, and they look pretty good actually. So I'm pretty excited for that. So
one of my backpacks has, like, they were advertising the new imprint at Yelk, and I think I have a pin badge thing. Badger.
Okay, cool. That's interesting.
Just random fact there, but yeah, I'm like already sporting it on one of my backpacks. Yes.
We found that there was a lot more news last week than there was this week. These were the only two things that really interested us. We had to choose from like 5 things last week for what we wanted to talk about.
This time it was like 3, and yeah. You're dying. It's okay. It's not like I need you. Wait, I do. Don't die.
Okay, I'll try. I'll do my best.
Okay. Number 2. Jamie, tell us about number 2 reason.
I thought you were supposed to tell us about number 2. I just talked about number 3, which was Thomas.
Oh, am I? Okay, so reason number 2 that Jamie says to read Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I'll probably agree when I read it tomorrow, is actually I can't talk about this one because it doesn't apply to the inside of the book. It's actually, look at the cover. Look at the cover. Ooh, pretty. Isn't that cool?
I do really like the cover.
I'm trying to like see if I can recognize where it is, but no, I'm not. I haven't been in London long enough. So, and also it's like supposed to be old London, so. Okay, so yeah, reason number 2 is the cover, and it's pretty. And
there's a girl with a knife.
Oh yes, like, that's the cover.
Sign me up for a girl with knife.
I mean, I know this is the ARC thing, but there's like implements on the back that I love. Ooh, I managed to get water on the back.
I picked up a copy, like just picked it up, not actually bought it because I had it pre-ordered to my Kindle. But the hardcover looks really nice. And I contemplated like canceling my Kindle, but it's like double the price, so I couldn't really justify it, to be honest, when I knew I was getting it anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I think
especially now that we're poor students.
Well, I also want to make sure that they're going to keep the covers the same for the rest of them, because it is a series. It's just like a standalone series where each book has a different story. But I want to make sure that all the covers match before I buy like a hardcover. So I don't mind spending the money on the Kindle version now. Actually, I got it sent to my Kobo, but I don't mind doing that and then buying it once I know that all the covers are going to be the same. And
maybe by that point it'll be a bit cheaper anyway. So.
Or I could just ask for from like my Christmas present or something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, moving on.
We're almost at the end.
Are we at the end?
Yeah.
Come on, guys, ask questions.
They clearly do not like
Cat, if you're still there, ask me a question. Sorry, Kat was talking to us earlier about the whole LGBTQIP XYZ thing. So next time, that's what I was trying to say. Or no, wait, backing up. First, Stalking Jack the Ripper. We're reviewing it on Monday, which means that I have to read it like quick tomorrow, along with Spindle, and go to my group thing. Yeah, it's quite small.
It took me an hour and a half to read it.
So it'll probably take me 3.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I was so, like, once I started, I was just so immersed that I could not put it down. Like, I had to put it down when I had to go to the bathroom. That was it. And then sometimes I brought it in with me, to be honest. Which, like, there you go, a nice little fun fact.
Thank you. Jamie, I'm now holding this book, and it's been into your bathroom.
It has. It also went into my It went to my bathtub. I was reading in the bathtub as well. I read all over the place.
Should I be holding this with gloves?
No. Okay.
I don't know if I wanted to know that, but I know too much about you anyway, so it's okay.
No, the whole internet knows that much about me.
Yeah. Okay.
So yes, I'll see you on Monday. What else, Danny?
Next week, next Saturday, so October the 1st. Oh God, it's already October.
I know.
Again, going to be same time, same place. I need to figure out when the clocks are changing. Someone from the UK tell me when the clocks are changing.
Oh.
Because that's going to screw me over.
It'll still be same time, same place, just, you know, we'll be in a different temporal space.
No, but our clocks don't change the same time as Canada, so we're going to be 4 hours apart, I think, for a bit, because we're going back to GMT.
When do the clocks change?
You're going to look that up. Okay, I'll keep talking. So next time, again, we're going to be talking about... Huh? November.
For us.
Okay.
For Canada.
What about UK? I think it's October sometime. You have to care about me. Care about me, Jamie! Tell me when the clocks are changing.
It's the last Sunday in October. You're 1 week ahead of me.
Okay, so I don't have to think about it until Halloween.
Okay.
Okay, the other thing... Okay, yeah, so next week, October 1st, 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. UK time,
3 p.m.
Canada, Eastern...
Well, it's Eastern time.
Eastern Daylight Time.
It is Eastern Daylight Time, which means it's noon Pacific Daylight Time if you're out west.
Okay. Oh, so it's lunchtime viewing for them. Okay, and
that's what they want.
Next week. Next week. Can I finish what I'm saying?
Sure.
Next week. I can't. Can you take over? I don't know how to talk.
Okay. Next week we're going to be talking about a lot of the same stuff, but we'll have our top 5 release countdown back. But we're also going to specifically be talking about some of the events we're going to in October, because there's quite a few that will be present at within the UK, Canada, and the United States. Look at me being an international book blogger. So you can also chat with us tomorrow, Sunday, September 25th, at the time we started, so 3 p.m., 8 p.m., 7 p.m., all those things, for BAMF Chat, which is hashtag BAMFCHAT, and we're talking all about Harry Potter. We're going to be talking about the Patronus quiz, which we both enjoyed our animals, but not everybody did. And we're going to be talking about favorite characters and favorite quotes and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to be giving away a Harry Potter coloring book, so make sure that you participate as well. We'd really like it if you guys can tell us what you like or what you dislike about our BAMFs Aloud actual broadcasts. Could not think of the word there. And you can always start asking us questions for next time using the hashtag BAMFs Aloud. So if you want to ask us what our names are backwards for us to pronounce, you could do that. Davey's is really easy. Mine's like not that easy. Don't ask us to do that. Anyway.
Image.
Yeah, I'm basically Image.
I'm Enad.
You are Enad. Dun, dun,
dun. I wonder where I've heard that name before, Jamie.
I have no idea, Danny. I think
it's something related to elementals. Huh?
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 I don't know. I don't know, Danny. I don't know. I don't know, Enad.
Okay. Last thing before our number 1 reason is something that I started last time, and that is a would you rather game. So I've got another question for you. This time is not as weird as last week, which was, with the waving belly button.
Wait, no. Did I tell you that I dreamt I had accordions for legs the other night? I was like walking around making music in my dreams. It was cute.
Oh, was it annoying?
No, it was nice. It was actually kind of like musical and nice. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so this week's question, and audience, answer in the chat or on Twitter as well. And if you are quick enough, I'll read it out loud. So, would you rather be stuck in the body of a 5-year-old or an 83-year-old for the rest of your life?
83-year-old, because Because I could drink and have sex without it feeling weird.
Or you could be like falling to pieces.
Yeah, but I could still drink and have sex. Could you imagine, like, you couldn't do that as a 5-year-old? Nobody
I
would
don't
have
even
sex
want to
with
think
you.
about that.
Exactly.
But if you're a 5-year-old, you can run around and you don't have to think about like being a grown-up. What are you doing?
Sorry, there's something stuck on my headphones.
Okay. But yeah, if you're a 5-year-old, so I would choose 5-year-old. That's probably because I don't like having responsibilities, damn it.
Okay. You choose 5-year-old because you don't want responsibilities. I choose 83-year-old because I want to have sex and drink.
Yeah. I think that kind of sums us up anyway. So, yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
there's a nice thing to know about us.
Yeah. Anyone? No one in the audience wants to chip in. No one. Everyone's thinking too hard. Fine.
Everyone's thinking about how weird we are dating.
Everyone is picturing you as an 83-year-old having sex while drunk. Don't lie, people.
YOLO.
You know, well, at least now they are. Sorry, guys. Your grannies have sex.
They do.
Actually, I think I read something the other day about how someone said that they
they
had more
know.
sex in their they were having more sex in their old, like, elderly people's home than they did when they were in college.
That doesn't surprise me.
I'm like, I don't want to know what happens in those homes. I'm sorry. Like, I'd rather read my NA romance and read about, like, young people having sex than old people having sex.
Well, I obviously don't want to read about old people having sex. I'm just saying.
You just want to be an old person having sex.
Well, I'm going to be. Like, I'm not going to give that up. Screw that.
You know, that's like 1 year before we
off ourselves together, like Thelma and Louise.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, guys, we're like we've already decided how we're going to die. We're gonna drive off a cliff. Wait, we're gonna have a self-driving car. It won't let us drive off a cliff. That doesn't work.
I'm gonna
By
make
that
sure
point, all of our cars will be self-driving, and we're going to have to hack into the system. I'm gonna have to work on my skills.
Also, a fun fact for me and you is that we just got a spam tweet in the BAMFs Aloud Twitter thing. Somebody spammed us. Like, we made it now, Danny. Anyway, I don't know. I looked at it and it was weird. So we're going to close now with our #1 reason to read Stalking Jack the Ripper, which is our main character, Audrey. Audrey's witty, smart, and so sure of herself. She's really loving to her family and her friends, and I really enjoyed reading the book from her perspective. I thought that it was really well done, and I liked being in her head, and the fact that she was like, you know, I like science and other girls like this, but that doesn't mean that we're not the same. It was just really refreshing to have that sort of aspect of it where she didn't necessarily put down other girls just because they liked dresses and boys and she liked science and boys, like Thomas.
So basically, she's me.
Yeah.
I like biology. There's biology, right?
Actually, you know what? There's like pictures and stuff in this. You think you're gonna really like it.
I'm just gonna like start reading it now. Okay.
That's the middle of the book. That's the middle of the book.
And to be fair, no, I like as soon as before I DNF the book.
3 Dark Crowns.
3 Dark Crowns. I keep forgetting the name. That's the impression it made on me. I was like, is it worth finishing this? And you know what I did?
You read the end?
I read the last page. I was like, yeah, I saw that coming. Okay, cool, bye.
Yeah, but you didn't read like the scene before that last page, which was anyway, I really liked it. Yeah. Okay. It doesn't matter. You didn't like it, I did.
Well, it's funny because you didn't like Golden Sun and I did. But we still love each other.
We do. Actually, we're reviewing the entire Red Rising trilogy together next year.
It's gonna be like me going, Severo, Severo.
Oh, I really like Severo. I don't like
Yeah.
anybody else.
Okay,
Severo's
but-
the only reason I'm continuing this series.
That and also the author. Don't lie.
Yeah. It does also help that he's very attractive. And
I have
mean,
already brought this up at school.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even remember how I managed to fit it into a conversation whilst talking to a bunch of guys as well that were straight. I was like, yeah, I met Pierce Brown. He was so good looking and so charming. And they're just like, okay.
Yeah, but
cool.
I feel like straight guys would be okay with that too, because he is that good looking.
He's, yeah, universally attractive.
Yeah, he's just like, I really hope he never ever sees us talking about this.
I think he probably knows that
Everybody thinks he's attractive.
he plays into it. Like, you know, he plays into it with his Instagram photos.
Yeah, and I'm here for it. Like, play into it
Yeah.
all you want, bro.
Just, especially when I wake up in the morning and you've like sent me a picture and Instagram thing, and I was like, good way to wake up.
Yeah, it's a pretty good way to wake up.
Yeah, you should listen to Pugs. She has a good way of waking up too.
I do not think that's going to happen. I have way too many books to read before the end of the year. My list is at like 65 or something like that, so that's nice. Only 15 left for BAMF though.
What?
We only have, well, I've read some stuff that you haven't read yet for like 2Ps and just 2Ps. Oh no, I have one of our BAMF reviews done too. But
Have you read Cloudless?
no, not yet. That's on my list to do.
So what have you read?
Fate of Flames.
You read Fate of Flames.
Well, I DNF'd Fate of Flames at like 32%.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yeah. But I know what
Okay.
happens at the end. Somebody told me what happens at the end. So it wasn't worth my time. Yeah.
Do we
But-
still want to review
Yeah,
it, or should we
let's
pick
just-
another book?
We should just do it because it's already on our website and I don't
We did do a BAMF review of something that wasn't the greatest.
We've done a couple BAMF reviews about things that we weren't super keen on. But the one Danny is talking about is The Great Hunt by Wendy Higgins. And then there was also The Replacement Crush. And what else didn't we? That was about it, actually. We like the other things. Like enough.
What are you flicking?
Oh, I have a pen. Sorry. My hands are
Fidgety. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone off on a
way
tangent.
over time.
Is there anyone that wants to say anything like last minute, or are we like, I should stop saying like, this is not something that someone about to do a presentation on Wednesday and has done no preparation for it should be saying. I'm
Well,
going
I'm
to
in the
stop saying
same boat
like.
as you. I have a presentation on Wednesday and it is not prepared.
That's why I'm going to school tomorrow on a Sunday. But, okay, anyway, see you guys. Goodbye.
Thank you for joining.
Good night.
Bye.
Sayonara.
See you next week or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow, BAMF chats, Harry Potter. You all love Harry Potter. You will be there. Right.
Yes.
Okay.
I will be there, Danny.
Yeah, but other people watching.
Bye.
We have people watching. Okay, bye.